do it almost very quietly. Jingle bells, la 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 la. That's right. Jingle bells, la 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 la. While you're doing la la la, I'll be saying the words to it, which you don't know. So I'll say this. And then at the very end, we do that about 4 times, I think, 3 or 4 times. At the very end, it's slightly different words, but the same thing. Christmas shopping days until Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. Get your shopping done now for your stocking stuffers. Only $10 tonight. That's $10. That means there are 21 stories, 9 Christmas stories, ho, 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 and 12 stories for the other times of the year. That means that you get this book, 21 stories, so that means each story is less than 50 cents. Ho, 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 ho. So see me after the show if you want to buy a copy of the book. This is the best price. It is $2 cheaper than it costs to publish the book. Ho, 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 ho. And that's all I have to say about that. Now, I think we're about ready to start the show. I would love to have taken some photos with the cast, but we just don't have time. Yes, it'll shut off if it sits too long. You're doing good. You're doing that. Oh, there's a sit on it. And Cal, you'll be over here. What an unusual show. We could not find a Jack tonight. A little bit dry. I'm talking. Okay.
Oh, you don't know.
Lights are on. I think we're about ready to. So, we have a custom out here. If I shout something out, you echo it back. So, turn that camera on. Once upon a time ago, in the Smoky Mountains, there was a fella named Jack. And we're going to tell a Jack tale story tonight in the Smoky Mountains. The Smoky Mountains, in case you don't know, are the oldest mountains in the world. And also tonight, this is our 34th year of doing the Jack tale. Did you hear that story? Are you ready to hear that story? All right. Then let's hear Jack and the Bean Tree Christmas. Once upon a time ago, in the Smoky Mountains, there lived a feller named Jack. Well, now, Jack was a young'un, not very old, and like most young'uns, he wasn't worried that it was hard times and didn't have any money and couldn't work because of that COVID-19 business. Nah, she wasn't worried about that. She wasn't worried that it was wintertime and it was cold. Nah, she wasn't worried about that. She wasn't worried that they didn't have anything to eat. Nah, she wasn't worried about any of those things. The only thing that little Jackie liked and wanted to do was to eat and have fun, eat and have fun, eat and have fun, especially if she was eating candy. Well, one day she was outside. It was a frosty morning, almost Christmas time, and she and the old cow were singing a song. And they were singing, jingle bells, jangle bells, life is just a laugh. It's the cold water froze, so I can't take a bath. Yay! Then she heard her mama holler out crying, oh! Stand up and let's hear you. Shout it out. And so she went over and said, Mama, was my singing that bad? And she said, it was god awful. But that ain't it, Jackie. The thing is that I'm just an old worrywart. And I'm just worried that your daddy who's going on a hunt trip ain't going to ever come home. And I'm worried that, well, money is as scarce as snow in Hades, Jackie. And oh Lord, the cupboard is bare as your granny's gums. And little Jackie, the wood pile outside, it's low down to the ground, as low as a doodle bug's butt. So, little Jackie, that's why I'm so worried. And I hate to tell you, but you got to sell Milky the Moo cow. She cried some more. And little Jackie said, oh no, I love the cow. Let's don't sell the cow. And she said, we got to. She said, well, I can get a job. Tell you can get a job. I'm the best peppermint stick licker in the Smokies. Everybody say it. Peppermint stick lickers. And she said, well, I'm going to lick you if you don't do what I say. You got to go sell that cow and go right now. And she said, now, Jackie, be sure to get the best you can in trade. And be sure not to get cheated by some swindler. Okay? Okay. So Jackie said goodbye to Mama. And she got the cow. And every time we say cow, can you say, moo? Moo. Let me hear you. Moo, good. And Jackie's cow, they moved. And they walked down the road, and they walked down the road, and they walked over this way. Walked down the way off in the distance, they could hear a bell that rang with a twang. And somebody was saying, bell for your cow! Bell for your cow! Bell for your cow! And then she said, howdy, Jackie. Bell for your cow? And Jackie thought, well, it'd be nice to have a bell for my cow. So she said, yeah. And the old man gave her the bell for the cow and then took the cow for the bell. And Jackie said, no, I ain't going to make that trade. No, give me my cow back. Give me my cow. Give me my cow right now. And here's your old bell. And Jackie said, do I look stupid? You must be pretty stupid if you're going to say what... Yeah. Well. She said, do I look stupid? She said, the jury's out on that, Jackie, but would you be smart enough to trade what's in my sack? So she reached in the sack and she pulled out this great big old white, sparkly bean. And Jackie said, nope. Beans give me gas. No, I ain't gonna swap that. And the old man said, oh, come on, this is a magic bean. And Jackie liked the thought that it might be magic. He said, I better not. My mama won't like it. And she said, well, it comes with a guarantee. If you take this bean home and your mom don't like it, you bring it back and put it in the sack. And you get your cow back. So Jackie thought she couldn't lose. So she said, okay, I'll swap. So she took the magic bean. Cow, let me hear you say moo one more time. Moo, good. And then Jackie went on back home. Go the same way you came. There you go. She put the bean behind her back. And she said, Mama, come out here. She said, you're not going to believe what I traded that cow for. And she started guessing. Gold, silver, jewels. Jackie said, no, it's better. It's a magic bean. She hooks over the bean, and her mom's jaw dropped. You better be lying. She said, no, it's magic. She said, hogwash. She said, you mean you don't like it? You want me to take it back? It's got a guarantee. And she said, take it back. So little Jackie turned to leave and she stopped. And she remembered, uh-oh, I don't know where that old mountain man lives. She said, I'm sorry, Mama. I guess I got cheated. And Mom said, oh no, we ain't got nothing now. We're going to starve to death, and you ain't getting nothing for supper, and I'm going to go take some nerve tablets and go to sleep. So Mom went into bed. But little Jackie did not give up. She went outside. It was cold winter. The ground was crusted over with snow and ice, but she stomped through it, and she dug her little hole, and she And it, before she planted it, though, she held it way up to the sky, and the stars, and the moon, and Jackie's hope. And then she planted that bean in that. Then she went back in the house and went to bed. Went to sleep that night, started snoring, but she had no idea. She could not even dream of what would happen next. These three spring green bean fairies came prancing and dancing around the stump. Dancing and dancing. And the littlest bean fairy went over to where the bean was, and she took her sparkling magic wand and she touched it, and the bean's teeth started growing as tall as a girl. Then they danced around. Go, Jackie, go, Jackie, go, Jackie, go. Go, Jackie, go, Jackie, go, Jackie, go. I don't hear you. And then she gave it to the second one, and she went over to the beanstalk that was already growing, and she raised the wand up and she touched it, and it started to grow some more. Grew high up in the sky as tall as a tree. And then they started dancing and prancing some more. Grow, Jackie, grow, Jackie, grow, Jackie, grow, everybody. Grow, Jackie, grow, Jackie, grow, Jackie, grow. And then the third bean fairy went over, and she lifted her wand way up to the sky, and she touched the bean, and the bean tree started to grow some more. Way up high into the sky, so it went through the clouds. Well, they danced and they pranced some more. Go, Jackie, go, Jackie, go, Jackie, go. Grow, Jackie, grow, Jackie, grow, Jackie, grow. And they were so happy they twirled and they whirled and they got so dizzy that they hurled. Then they went out back in the woods. And let's get the big fairies a big hand. Well, the next morning the rooster crowed. Everybody crowed. Well, Jackie woke up, but she couldn't see too good in her room because there was something green over the window. So she went outside. She was hoping for a little bit of magic because that old mountain man had told her that that thing would grow way up high into the sky, and that if she climbed that thing, she could find something goodier than gold. So she was hoping when she went outside, but it was a bean tree that grew up and up and up and up and up and up. And she yelled, "Ah!" And she yelled for her mama, "Mama!" Wow. When Mama came out, she looked up and up and up and up, and then she said, "Wow! What is that?" And she said, "That's magic." And before she asked her mama to go, before she had a bite of breakfast, before she even thought about it, she started climbing that bean tree. And her mama started yelling, "No, don't go! Don't climb that bean tree! You'll fall off! You'll hurt yourself! You'll leave me all alone!" And Jackie said, "Beans, Mama." And she threw her down some beans, and her mama went inside. Well, she climbed that tree, Well, way up in the clouds, it was so cold that one of the clouds had frozen solid. And that bean tree had grown right through that cloud up in the sky, made a little hole. So she climbed through that hole up in the sky, and then she saw this little road. So she jumped off that bean tree and walked down towards this great big old white quartz cabin, right here. He knocked on the door. Now, you stay right here. Do 3 knocks. So you knock, knock, knock. Well, he's big. Get your hair, lady. Can you tell we didn't get to rehearse with these people too much? She opened up the door. Now, Jackie was real short, real small. She was so big, she just looked way over her head, so she said, "Who's that knocking?"
Who's that knocking?
And little Jackie jumped up and said, "It's me. I'm little Jackie. Who are you?"
I'm Hillary.
Hurrah! I'm hurrah! And she said, you better get out of here. The giant lives here. He will come home and eat you up in one bite. And little Jackie said, because she was hungry, she'd had his supper that night, or breakfast. So she said, why don't you feed me? Feed me. And then I'll be 2 bites for the giant. And the giant's wife thought that was sort of brave of her to say that. So she said, that's funny. Come on in, I'll feed you. So they went inside, and she gave Jackie a great big old piece of bread that took 3 hands to hold. It was such a whopper. And she ate that bread with bread and ham and jam and butter, and they were eating away. And then they heard off in the distance, bada boom, bada goom. And Jackie asked, is that thunder I hear? And the giant's wife said, no! It's the giant coming home. And Jack said, hide me, hide me. So she hid Jackie behind the oven stove. Then she stayed there. Down the road came the giant Gap. Bada boom. Never hitting everybody. Hit him over the head. Big growl out. Rah, 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 rah. Hit him. He needs it. He's been a bad boy.